All right, General Math, welcome to your video for December 2nd, 2025. Here we are in section 6.6. Write these down, and at the end, there might be a little surprise. So watch this and stay awake. So on the first 7 examples, we're going to FOIL to find the products. This is the original question. X plus 3 times x plus 8. Again, it's first. That's x squared. Outer, that's 8x. Inner, that's 3x. Last, that's 24. You always combine like terms. 8x and 3x give you 11x. This is the second of at least 3 videos that I'm making. So if I'm going too fast, please pause it. X squared plus 11x plus 24 is our answer. All right, on this next one, we got x squared plus 2x plus 7x plus 14. 2x and 7x give you 9x in the middle. On example 3, x minus 5 times x plus 3, you're going to have x squared plus 3x minus 5x minus 15. 3x and 5x give you negative 2x in the middle. All right, on number 4, we're going to have 2x squared plus 4x minus 5x minus 10. It's going to give you a negative x in the middle. All right. Then we're going to have 12x squared minus 15x minus 28x. And negative times a negative, we have a positive 35. Negative 15x minus 28x is a negative 43x. All right, here we are on now number 6. 14x squared minus 8x minus 63x, and negative times a negative is a positive 36. Negative 8x minus 63x gives me a negative 71x. Again, first, outer, inner, last shouldn't be too bad for us now. And then we're going to have a 6x squared minus 15x plus 2x minus 5. Negative 15x plus 2x is negative 13x. All right. Always combine like terms. Which are, your middle term is going to be those 2 in the middle. All right. Then we're going to have some factoring questions here. Factors. So when I taught college algebra, we'd start off by the easy plus examples. You ask yourself, what 2 numbers multiply to 6 and add to a positive 5? That would be 3 and 2. 2 and 3, both are positive, so it's going to be x plus 3, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 2. All right, number 9, what multiplies to 15 and adds to 8? 3 and 5, or 5 and 3. Again, the order doesn't matter. They're both positive, so x plus 5, x plus 3, or x plus 3, x plus 5. That would be your answer. All right, so then we got into the where your product, which is that constant, that last term there, is still positive. Well, this time you have a negative times a negative. So what multiplies to 3 and adds to a negative 4? Negative 3 and negative 1, they both have to be negative, or a negative 1 and a negative 3. So x minus 3, x minus 1 would be our answer there. Nice. All right, on 11, what multiplies to 20 and adds to a negative 9? A negative 5 and a negative 4, or a negative 4 and a negative 5. They both have to be negative, though. All right, here, 28. Or what multiplies to 28? All right, so this time the product is negative. That means one of the factors was positive and the other factor was negative. So what 2 numbers multiply to 28 and differ by 3? So 2 numbers that multiply to 28 and have a difference of 3 would be 7 and 4. All right, 7 times 4 is 28. 7 minus 4 is 3. Now, the middle term is positive, so that means the bigger factor is positive. Also, a positive 7 minus 4 gives you a positive 3. This time, again, I could write it as x minus 4, x plus 7, but 7 has to be positive, and 4 has to be negative. All right, then our next one here is x squared plus 4x minus 32. What 2 numbers multiply to 32 and differ by 4? That would be 8 and 4. All right, x plus 8, x minus 4. What's two numbers multiply to 72 and differ by 1? 9 and 8. 9 and 8. All right. Two numbers multiply to 72 and differ by 1. 9 and 8. Middle term is negative, so it's going to be negative 8. Or negative 9, positive 8. X minus 9, x plus 8, my answer. What two numbers multiply to 48 and differ by 2? All right, making this video right now. I was making this video at... Started at 5:28 a.m. and at 5:30 here, the call has come in for an e-learning day. All right, two numbers multiply to 48 differ by 2. It's going to be 8 and 6. So x minus 8, x plus 6. All right, which is what I thought, but I was a little bit late. I thought you guys were going to be mad at me for a bit. Okay. Now in 17. All right, so we got to do a little guess and check because you got a 2x squared, a 3x squared. So that a value, it's ax squared plus bx plus c is not 1. So I recommend guess and check. Everything is positive here, so you're gonna guess factors of 3. How do you get 3? 3 and 1. So here's the guessing part. Everything has to be positive. And what I do is I do this part. Remember, you have first outer and then inner. I do the outer and inner parafoil. I get 2x plus 3x. What's 2x plus 3x? 5x. It's not 7x. All right, so I guessed wrong. So I'm going to put the 1 here and the 3 here. Then I'm going to have 6x plus 1x, which is 7x. And then my answer would be 2x plus 1, x plus 3. Nice. All right, got to be careful here because I got a negative. Again, there's only one way to get 3x squared. It's 3x and x, and there's only one way to get 2. 2 and 1. So where am I going to put the 2 and where am I going to put the 1? All right, so if I put the 2 there and the 1 there, I'm going to have a 2x and a 3x. Is there a way for a 2x and a 3x to become a negative 1x if one of them is negative and one of them is positive? Those terms, that is. Because in order to get a product of negative 2, or to get a product of a negative at all, one of the terms has to be negative, one has to be positive. Yes, it can happen. If this is a positive 2x, and that's a negative 3x. All right, so we put a negative right there, and a positive right there. Nice. All right, so then I have 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. So if I put the 5 here and the 1 there, I'm going to have 3x and 5x. 3x and 5x. Is there a way for 3x and 5x to become negative 2x? If that's a negative. All right. So I'm going to put a minus there and a plus there. 3x minus 5, x plus 1 is how it factors. And lastly, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Again, all of these... all the ax squareds, the leading coefficients, they're all prime, and all the constants are prime, so it's going to make this a little bit easier. All right, so here's a way that my guess would be wrong. One of these has to be, remember, one of these has to be negative. So if I put that there and that there, I'd be like, oh, 2x and 3x. I can get 5x if everything's positive. Well, that can't happen because, again, if I have a negative constant, that means one of the factors has to be negative. Okay, bummer. So if it's a negative 2x plus 3x, that gives me a single x. That doesn't work. If it's 2x, if it's a positive 2x minus 3x, it gives me negative x. That also doesn't work. So the 3 and the 1... don't work in those positions. I'm going to put the 1 and the 3 there. 2x times 3 is 6x. 1 times x is a single x. That means 6x minus x. So give me the 5x. Because, again, one of them has to be negative. We'll spend some more time in class discussing these. I believe these are going to be the hardest part probably of this last section of the semester. All right, folks, that's a notes portion. For the remaining time, because I want you to keep it a secret if you got some. Well, I guess you're not keeping a secret. Yeah, because you're not in actual class. So never mind. Anyway, you're going to turn this in to me tomorrow. So we're going to find out who read the video or who watched the video. My goodness. All right, so you're going to turn this in. It's going to be for 5 points. You're going to turn this in tomorrow. So 1 and 2, you're going to FOIL. All right, that's 3x minus 4, 4x minus 3. X plus 7, 2x minus 3. All right, first out or enter last. Just do it. And then 3 through 5, you're going to factor. All right, so you have x squared minus 3x minus 10. You have x squared plus x minus 56. Then you have 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. You're going to factor those. All right, folks. This is Yak Math Videos signing out.